There are so many challenges today that many times we get stuck in the very many challenges there are today instead of looking at what can we do a little differently with our mindset and our actions to create more peace in this world. Hi, I'm David Essel. For the past 43 years as a number one best-selling author, counselor, executive coach, and so many more different roles that I play. One of the things that we get hit on constantly by individuals looking to change their lives right now is, how do I get out of all this stress? How do I get out of all this anxiety? How do I get out of this low-grade depression? How do I get out of this addiction? And one of the ways that we can do it is by creating steps or daily rituals for more peace. And I'm going to give you a couple thoughts right now. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. It's totally cool. If you have additional thoughts, comment below. Absolutely comment below. Let me know, what you're doing right now to create more inner peace in your life. And then share these videos if you'd like to. I mean, our whole purpose is to try to lift this world, and we're in a tough place. We've got a lot of work to do, but we're on the right path just by following videos that we're doing and other people in the world of motivation to help us keep straight. The one thing I'm going to do, step number one, is stop complaining. I swear to God, it's step number one. We become addicted to complaining. There's something that we teach called the adrenaline addiction cycle. And what that means is that when people get into a certain mindset of whether we're talking about politics we're frustrated with, the vaccine we're frustrated with, people that we're frustrated with, the racial inequality we're frustrated, no matter what it is, if you keep focusing and keep talking and keep complaining about the economy, about the vaccines, about all we're doing is destroying any chance of peace. So step number one is to quit complaining. Quit being the victim. We have to bring ourselves out of that mindset. And it's tough. We can say, well, I wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for COVID. I wouldn't be in this situation if my business didn't fold and now I'm trying to find a job. I wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for the government doing X. You see, the more we project blame outside of ourselves, the less the chances of finding peace. So step number one, go through it. Let go. When you're talking to friends, if you're used to complaining and bitching all the time, come up with a safe word. Say, hey, listen, every time I say the word orange, that means I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk about the government. I don't want to talk about the pandemic or whatever you have to do. But peace begins within, man. It's an overstated statement, but it's so true. We have to be the ones that originate that peace. So number one, you got it. Number two, I say this all the time, and it's probably one of the most powerful things that you can do. Take the first hour every day and put it into peace, put it into joy, put it into smiling, put it into nature, put it into meditation, into journaling, into reading, into whatever. But the first hour every day, electronic free, one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourselves in regards to peace. Number three, who do we hang out with? Kind of similar to number one, if you're hanging out with people that are negative Nellies, that are constantly complaining, you're going to have a really tough time creating peace in your life. And I'm not saying that you have to get rid of all of your friends or family members because all they want to do is complain and bitch and talk about how it's not their fault they're in this situation, but you have to. You have to at least cut it back maybe by 80-90% of interacting with these people. Some people you may have to let go of. It's just part of life. We get to a situation where individuals start to act automatically. Oh, if so-and-so is complaining about politics, then I need to be involved as well. I just had a client that told me that he has to eventually take his whole Facebook page down because as we've been working together and I've been talking about taking this first hour every day to be peaceful, he said, David, the first hour of every day has been ranting and raging on Facebook for 3 years now. It's my pattern. I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, and I immediately go on and start looking for problems. That's what he told me. He said, how am I going to find peace by doing this? I said, you're not. We got to stop it. So he's been playing around with different ideas, and then today he told me, hey, this is it. I'm deactivating my account. Now, some people have to do that for a period of time in order to get out of that cycle, right? Because he's so used to, his subconscious pattern is one of arguing, fighting. First of all, for him to admit that is absolutely stunning. I was blown away. There's a step of peace. Doing less arguing on social media. Maybe you have to deactivate your account. Maybe you don't. That's your choice. But I do know this. Every client that I've worked with that we've gotten to completely disengage from arguing on social media, their peace factor has increased dramatically. And then the last thing I'm going to say is, how are you taking care of yourself? physically, mentally, spiritually? Are you on that rat wheel of doing the same thing all the time? Or are you adding new things to your life? Are you going to the movies, or are you going to play putt-putt golf? I know in the wintertime and some of these things I'm saying it's impossible, but are you doing things to rejuvenate yourself? Are you taking downtime? Are you exercising? Are you eating healthy? See, all of these things have a lot to do with peace. And the last little lifestyle tip that I'll give you has to do with sleep. When we get adequate sleep, we have a better chance of regulating our moods. So sleep is huge. Listen, if you can add anything, add it below. If I can help you at all, go to davidessel.com or talkdavid.com. We're only here for one reason: to help people heal. I'm David Essel. We'll talk soon. Have a beautiful day.